Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Battle Through the Heavens 2. Rebirth of Emperor Yang Part 25 based on novel. So let's start. The code word is slow. I hope you can forgive me. In addition, it's still that sentence. Please comment. Ask for a ticket. Years have nothing else to ask for, but one word and one vote. Thank you. In the cracked cloud wolf cave, Xiao Yan stood at the end of the cave. The solid rock wall in front of Xiao Yan made him confused. Here, there is no way to go, but the two flames are still going deep along the cave. Is it a dead end? Xiao Yan felt the trend of the two different fires a little and then looked at his current situation. He felt a burst of depression in his heart. His eyes stared at the rock wall years ago. Then Xiao Yan looked a little moved in his eyes and asked Dio at the bottom of his heart. Old Bone, can you explore what's behind the rock wall? Gu gave a bad smile, but he didn't speak. Xiao Yan also raised his eyebrows. He didn't understand this reaction. But Xiao Yan was such a smart man. In a flash, he reacted. The corners of his mouth couldn't help twitching. He was speechless about the meaning of Gu. Gu laughed at this, joked a few words at will, and then returned to silence again, which made Xiao Yan quite helpless. Sitting on the ground with his legs bent, the surging soul power in his mind spread rapidly, covering the whole Qinggang mountain. Although Xiao Yan's soul power is strong, at this moment, under such a comprehensive coverage, Xiao Yan can't detect the slightest trace of flame meteorite black iron, so, but it is somewhat contrary to the will in Xiao Yan's heart. Helpless, Xiao Yan's soul power quickly locked, and the two groups of fire that were still wandering were included in Xiao Yan's eyes. The powerful soul power is divided into two, and the environment around the fire group is reflected in Xiao Yan's eyes. Everything is the same. There is no end to the dark and endless cave. We can only explore it by moving on. At the same time, the outside world, in the endless void, with the rapid change of Yinju in Luo Jin's hand, the originally full fighting spirit in his body retreated rapidly like a tide, and the just stable breath gradually weakened during this moment. Between heaven and earth, wisps of naked eye visible heaven and earth energy quickly approached Luo Jin. When it was close to the inch distance of Luo Jin's palm, it disappeared between heaven and earth and became a nourishment for his fighting skills. Luo Jin's fighting skills are obviously good. Even with his strength comparable to the 5-star and half emperor, the supply of fighting qi in his body also feels a little vain. At the moment, Luo Jin's teeth clenched, his green tendons burst on his forehead, and his complexion was red. His body tried its best to squeeze the little fighting spirit hidden in each cell organization. With the constant pressure of fighting spirit in his body, Luo Jin can clearly feel that his muscles are sending out an unbearable pain at the moment, and the feeling of collapse and weakness also rises from the bottom of his heart. But even so, Luo Jin still endured the pain in his body, forcibly controlled his fingers, and finished the last step. At the moment, Luo Jin is really at the end of the oil lamp. But for the sake of Xiao Yan, the wisp of obsession in Luo Jin's heart will make him insist like this, and then break through himself to a point he has never done before. He can really enter a weak state, drain all the functions of the body and break through himself at the same time. Such a person can be called a hero. If Luo Jin and Xiao Yan can leave alive after this war, Luo Jin's future achievements will not be bad. He can break through himself and endure the difficulties of life and death. How can such people be mediocre? Raw? In the big array, Yunlang immediately became fierce as soon as he saw the yin formula in Luo Jin's hand. With his eyesight, we can see that Luo Jin's fighting skills at the moment are definitely human-level fighting skills. Looking at Luo Jin's hard face, I'm afraid this fighting skill is not weak even in human-level fighting skills. The Yunlang body transformed into a human body once again becomes a Numenon, and the fighting spirit imprisoned in the body also erupts suddenly. When it collides with the restriction in the body, it wants to break through the array. But is it so easy to crack the Tai 17-star array? Although it is not a genuine card, if it really breaks out, I'm afraid it's difficult to break it without consuming 30% or 40% of the strength of Yunlang. When the clouds and waves burst out, the astrolabe suspended in the mid-air suddenly burst out a burst of bright light. Milky white energy lines like fairy silk flew out from the center of the astrolabe and wrapped the clouds and waves. Immortal silk directly passes through Yunlang's body and meridians. Wherever she passes, the fighting chi in her body is absorbed by the immortal silk and turned into a part of her own strength. Shenxi passed the pass and killed the general all the way until Yunlang's fighting spirit was completely sealed in a few breaths. But Yunlang's strength is not weak. Even with the astrolabe, he still refuses to give up. Without fighting spirit, his strong body is still the most powerful weapon. Bang! The sharp claw kept chopping on the immortal silk. The fine silk thread as fine as hair turned into debris under Yunlang's claw, but it recovered quickly at the moment when Yunlang's heart had just raised hope. Yunlang's bombardment was like a giant fist hitting cotton. At this time, the yin formula in Luo Jin's hand finally came to a perfect end. There was no blood on his pale face. There was a layer of crystalline substance on the palm of his right hand, and the fighting spirit wrapped the whole palm. The crystal palm has colorful colors, which looks very good. The crystal clear and bright luster is a girl's favorite. But under the glittering and translucent luster, around the crystal palm, a series of visible space cracks appear. Even the space around Luo Jin can clearly see waves like water waves. Luo Jin pointed the palm of his right hand at Yunlang from afar. The powerful force made the already shaky space around his palm fall apart in an instant, and his powerful power was close to the sky. The dim eyes stared at Yunlang hard, the palm of his right hand gently pushed forward, and a dry word came out between his colorless lips and teeth. Silent palm. The light three words spit out, but suddenly the world shakes and the wind and cloud rises. The crystal palm like a handicraft falls off from Luo Jin's palm and floats towards the clouds and waves. When the palm flew out of Luo Jin's palm, all the media between heaven and earth seemed to be absorbed by it. Although the wind and cloud swept the heaven and earth, they didn't hear the sound of wind and thunder. Even Luo Jin's weak breath at the moment felt as if it had disappeared. The glittering and translucent crystal palm slowly crossed the void, leaving a long colorful tail belt behind. Such a scene fell on the sky, but under this gorgeous appearance, who dares to despise the glittering and translucent jade palm? Silence, the silence in death, everything is solidified in an instant. Even the heaven and earth overlooking all sentient beings finally put away his lofty position before the crystal palm. There is only awe left. What is to shake heaven and earth, what is to annihilate all sentient beings, the current scene is to be able to interpret one or two truths twice. At this time, the clouds and waves in the array finally calmed down. It's not that he was intimidated by the prestige of the silent palm, but after all, what he stood in front of him was a real human-level fighting skill. Even with his strength, he couldn't have the slightest carelessness. The whole body turned sideways as far as possible. Without fighting spirit, he cracked the terrible flesh of Cloud Wolf, which can resist this terrible blow. Boom! A roar that shocked the world came out of the endless void again, mixed with the roar and scream of the cloud-splitting wolf, which sounded quite sad. Large tracts of blood came from countless immortal silk. Waves of powerful and unmatched air waves swept away from the explosion center. Luo Jin's shaky body was blown away under this attack, just like a broken kite falling to the ground. Life and death are unknown. And the pain whistling of the split cloud wolf that rang through the sky finally dissipated, exhausted and trapped in place, slowly recovering. In the cracked cloud wolf cave, a palm-sized human flame shuttles rapidly through the spacious cave. The dark cave seems to have no end. Even at Xiao Yan's speed, after shuttling for nearly an hour, it is still fruitless. Just when Xiao Yan was impatient with this, at the end of his sight, a dark stone wall reappeared. Seeing this, Xiao Yan frowned deeper, and a touch of impatient color flashed from the bottom of his eyes. He also wanted to step back and check another strange fire. Hey, why, without my guidance, you don't even believe your eyesight? Suddenly, the voice of Dio's words full of teasing rose from Xiao Yan's heart again, which made Xiao Yan want to recover his soul power. There was a flash of light in his eyes, and his eyes looking into the depths of the cave also changed. The body formed by different fire gradually approached the depths, but for a moment he had come near. No matter how you look at the dark stone walls and rocks, they are all integrated with the mountain. How can they hide other things? Xiao Yan frowned lightly, but he would not doubt Gu's words. Since he dared to say so, there was absolutely his reason. Without more hesitation, Luo Jin from the outside world has no support. He can't have too much hesitation. No matter what the result is, he must see what is behind the stone wall. The power of different fire is naturally unmatched. No matter how hard the rock wall is, it will melt immediately like the cold ice of fire before different fire. Xiao Yan, who was frozen by different fire, struck out a pair of huge fists of fire madly. Although it is not the body, different fire is different fire. The power of heaven and earth cannot be shaken. The seemingly mediocre fist makes the whole mountain of Qinggang Mountain tremble. Under the bombardment of Xiao Yang's fist after fist, the mountain rocks that had been bombed by Yunlang and Luo Jin successively collapsed like ripe wild fruits on trees and rolled down the mountain. With Xiao Yang's rapid bombardment, in a moment, the thick rock wall was forced through by Xiao Yang. However, at the end of the rock wall, a solid light curtain blocked Xiao Yang's way. Don't think too much. Xiao Yang can understand the reason. No wonder he can't find it no matter how he looks. The means of Yunlang is indeed the most people Xiao Yang has seen in his life so far. This seemingly thin layer of light curtain is supposed to use Xiao Yang's current strength. If you want to completely break it, you will have to work hard. But the current situation is like this. Xiao Yang can't make more preparations. If he wants to leave alive, he must go all out. The golden flame's eyes suddenly brightened. Xiao Yang suddenly grasped his fists, the power of different fire condensed on his right fist, and the strong and domineering smell of different fire spread rapidly. Everything around became hot in an instant. After a crisp sound, the dark rock wall burst out in pieces. The atmosphere in the whole cave suddenly rose to the top in an instant. 8-pole collapse, explosion. Boom! With a violent drink in Xiao Yang's heart, the huge fist of fire crashed into the light curtain in front of him, and circles of ripples like water waves spread rapidly. The strong strength made the whole Qinggang Mountain shake 3 times. Click! With a crisp sound, Xiao Yang's huge fist of fire was deadlocked with the light curtain for a long time, and the single light curtain was finally smashed by Xiao Yang, exposing the things in it to the air. At first glance, Xiao Yang saw a piece of black iron with a length of 3 feet and a width. This black iron is undoubtedly Yang meteorite black iron. When the light curtain guarding this place was broken, the outside world, in the endless void, the eyes of the cracked cloud wolf who closed his eyes slowly opened fiercely, and a sky-killing anger burst out from the depths of his pupils, so that the space in front of him was distorted. Something happened yesterday, so I didn't change it. I'll make it up today. I hope I can win everyone's favor. Maybe you're surprised that there's no Xiao Yang's costume forcing conference here. Before, you couldn't write because you didn't have enough ability. In the future, you'll redo the previous chapters when you have time. Of course, the content remains the same and the plot is better. I hope you can meet your eyeballs. Finally, it's natural to ask for recommended tickets. Comment or something. This is my biggest wish. Maybe no one will read these words, but this is really my only extravagant hope. Please. Flame meteorite black iron. As soon as Xiao Yang saw the thick black painted black iron in front of him, he felt a burst of excitement in his heart. At this time, the huge stone hanging high in Xiao Yang's heart finally fell down. Find the black iron of Yang meteorite, the black heavy ruler can be repaired, and his only missing in the foreign world can be preserved. How can Xiao Yang not be excited? Xian Chongkai carries too many beautiful memories of Xiao Yang, which Xiao Yang can't forget in his life. In those days when Xuan Chongqi was practicing in Jiama Empire, he and Yao Lao entered the empire alone, shuttled through the Warcraft Mountains, practiced in the Tagore Desert, and fought in the imperial capital Yunlan Mountain. From the rock gate of Canaan College, 1 foot vertically and horizontally breaks thousands of miles, the flames devour the waves and swallow the heaven and earth, and the Xian Bay in front of the Tianfen Tower stands. 1 foot, 1 person, alone in Zhongshu, Wind and Thunder Pavilion and Soul Hall, these are the days that Xian Chongkai accompanied when Xiao Yan grew up. How can he forget? Among them, the badge drawn by Zuna for Pan Men has a huge ruler and a green lotus. Even now, in Xiao Yan's eyes, it is like yesterday's scene. Forget? How can Xiao Yan forget, and why? The Xuanzhong ruler was given by Yao Lao himself, and the ruler method was taught by Yao Lao himself. The local level fighting skill Liuhe swimming ruler was bought by Xiao Li, the second brother, who risked defending a 6th grade herbalist. Although the outcome was okay, how can we forget the deep brotherhood? Xian Chongkai is no longer a weapon in Xiao Yan's heart, but the sustenance of his spirit. If he had a chance in the future, Xiao Yan would surely let everyone in Yuanwu mainland witness the glory of Xuanzhongqi again. This is not a joke, but Xiao Yan swore in the name of Emperor Yang that he would have no regrets in his life. Staring at the black iron in front of him, the body condensed by different fire suddenly burst. With the powerful power of different fire and Xiao Yang's terrible empire soul, this space finally broke up after supporting a few breaths, showing a strange space. The powerful soul power condensed into a huge palm in the air and threw the flame black iron into it. What surprised Xiao Yan was that even with his terrible strength, he felt a heavy when he lifted the flame and black iron with his soul power. There was no time to pay too much attention, and the soul power quickly returned to the body. With a flash of Xiao Yan's body, he was already standing in front of the stone wall, clenched his right fist, and the fighting spirit in his body condensed rapidly. With a flash of light in Xiao Yan's pupils, one punch came out. 8-pole avalanche. Break it for me. With a fierce drink, the terrible wind forcibly tore the space. The rock cave walls around Xiao Yan burst instantly. Huge stones fell from Xiao Yan's head. Before entering the distance of Xiao Yan's body, they burst into dust and fog. Boom! Not surprisingly, the rock wall in front of Xiao Yan was instantly crushed into a pile of dust. When it was bombarded on the fighting light curtain, circles of ripples like water waves spread out, but it was not affected at all. Xiao Yan gave a cold hum in his heart and moved. While the ripples had not dispersed, he immediately blew out his fist and bombarded it on the light curtain of fighting spirit. Bang! With one blow, the fighting light curtain was very strong. Circles of ripples continued to spread from the junction of Xiao Yan's fist and the light curtain, but nothing happened. The bearing capacity of the light curtain made Xiao Yan feel a burst of surprise. But the more so, the more Xiao Yan can be sure that after this light curtain, it must be Qiu Jing that day. That's right. After all, for the split cloud wolf, the Qianqiu jade essence is more attractive to him than the flame meteorite black iron. Its strength is the preacher of the world. With confidence in his heart, Xiao Yan's actions are even more fierce. His fists are printed with each other. A series of fighting skills are bombarded rapidly, and the ripples on the light curtain are also uninterrupted. Even under Xiao Yan's vigorous bombardment, one wave of energy ripples has not dispersed, and the other wave has overlapped. Between layers of suppression, the light curtain printed by Xiao Yan's fist is finally more and more transparent, and the things are also vaguely reflected in Xiao Yan's eyes. When Xiao Yan was trying his best to bombard the light curtain of fighting, the war situation just stabilized outside finally changed again. Roar! The curfew people dare to take the treasure of my cave. They really want to die? Suddenly, in the endless void, a sound like a startling thunder spread all over the 4 directions, shaking the whole Lianyan mountain. At this moment, the warcraft, which was already dead and injured countless, burst in the sound of the flood thunder, turned into a blood mist and dispersed in all directions, making the whole Lianyan mountain as bloody as Shura purgatory. The star disk above the cracked cloud wolf's head also exploded with this impact. The fairy silk that bound the cracked cloud wolf also turned into a little starlight in an instant, obviously between heaven and earth. On the ground, Luo Jin, who was recovering cross-legged, suddenly opened his eyes. Seeing that the split cloud wolf broke away from the shackles of the astrolabe, his heart couldn't help tightening slightly. Xiao Yan was exposed after all. However, Luo Jin didn't think much. After all, Xiao Yan has been in the cave for so long. If the split cloud wolf hasn't been found, it can only show that the split cloud wolf is too stupid. Standing up, Luo Jin turned his palm, and a pill the size of a longan appeared in his hand. He glanced at the pill in his hand with pain in his heart. Luo Jin couldn't help but smoke at the corners of his mouth. Obviously, this pill is not vulgar, otherwise it won't make Luo Jin so heartache. Heartache is heartache. The current situation is that you can't die. If a person dies, what can this pill do? As soon as you put the pill into your mouth, the pill melted into a very gentle energy and instantly invaded Luo Jin's whole body. Several broken ribs in front of his chest healed quickly with the naked eye. The injury in his body also gradually recovered under the power of the pill. Although the pill worked quickly, Luo Jin didn't feel any discomfort in the process. This pill is really different. Raw? Feeling the breath of continuous recovery in Luo Jin's body, the cracked cloud wolf suddenly gave a fierce roar in his mouth. His body moved, and he rushed to Luo Jin. He also knew that if he couldn't solve Luo Jin first, I'm afraid he couldn't stop Xiao Yan's intention. Drink. 8-pole avalanche. Break it for me. In the cracked cloud wolf cave, before the dim fighting light curtain, Xiao Yan suddenly burst out a roar in his mouth. The fighting spirit in his body rushed into his fist, burst out with a bang, and the solid light curtain was finally smashed by Xiao Yan. After the light curtain, there is another spacious cave, but the difference between this cave and before is that what stands in the middle of the cave is a strong demon flower. The demon flower is crystal green and looks like emerald. A huge flower with strong aroma stands at the top, and its thick roots are deep underground. A stream of pure heaven and earth energy flows slowly up from its roots, and then disappears in the demon flower. Hee, good boy, it seems that you are really lucky. With this thing, it is inevitable for you to break through the 3-star semi-emperor, and you can't be wrong. After absorbing its power, you can be stable in the middle of the 3-star semi-emperor. How about this temptation? It should be enough for you. Suddenly, the spooky ridicule words of Guyo came out from Xiao Yan's heart again, which made his face look a little changed. 3-star half-emperor, this temptation is not big. You know, once the strength enters the half-emperor level, it is even more difficult to break through. Judging from Xiao Yan's current situation, if you want to break through to 3-star half-emperor without the help of foreign things, you may not be able to do it in a year or two. At the moment, a demon flower has solved Xiao Yan's cultivation time of 1 or 2 years. How can this make him not excited? When he moved, Xiao Yan flashed forward, and his fire horn flashed. A dagger condensed from different fire appeared. When he waved his arm, Xiao Yan wanted to cut it off with a knife. Cut it. I want to see how the Q demon flower was destroyed by you. The sword was still falling, and the voice of Gu's words full of inexplicable meaning came again, which made Xiao Yan's actions a little bit. Seeing this, Gu changed his tone, looked unfathomable, and said leisurely. The Qianqiu demon flower was originally a kind of Qianqiu flower, but it grew on the Qianqiu jade essence, took root in the Qianqiu jade essence, and swallowed the heaven and earth aura in the Qianqiu jade essence for a long time, resulting in its variation into this shape. If you want to take it off, you need to use brute force to forcibly pull out the Qianqiu demon flower and Qianqiu jade essence from the soil, and then cut off its roots. Only in this way can it be refined perfectly. When Xiao Yan heard the speech, he dared not neglect it in his heart. His body flashed. He had come to the demon flower. He suddenly gave a violent drink in his heart. Then his body changed in an instant, and the body of Vajra glass came out again. In front of this strong body, the original strong demon flower also looks like a small tree at the moment, which can be shaken by a little force. Grasp the demon flower with both hands, and a great force in the palm suddenly spread to every inch of the land in the cave. Drink! The rumbling sound spread in the cave, and the fierce force contained in the invisible made the rock walls of the cave break. Under Xiao Yan's great power, the earth around the demon flower has cracked a wide crack like a spider's web, and the roots of the demon flower are also faintly visible. Bang! With a bang, Luo Jin's body flew out of control, and then smashed into a towering mountain. The mountain burst under Luo Jin's collision, and the huge stone shot away to the horizon and disappeared immediately. It can be imagined that the strength of Luo Jin's attack is so great. Cough! Struggling to get up from the ruins, Luo Jin coughed violently for a while, and the big mouth of blood was sprayed out as if it didn't need money. Vaguely, some blood-stained residue could be seen. Obviously, it was the broken internal organs in Luo Jin's body. With a little effort, Luo Jin looked up at the clouds and waves above the sky. Luo Jin also felt powerless. The 8-star-and-a-half Emperor really deserved his reputation. With his strength of 4-star-and-a-half Emperor, he was still too poor. Although he was helpless in his heart, Luo Jin couldn't help raising his pride when he thought that Xiao Yan was still in Yunlang's cave. With his fists clenched, Luo Jin's body trembled slightly and stood up. Invisibly, Luo Jin broke through himself again. His will is indeed a more terrible thing than strength. At the moment, Luo Jin's body seems to be full of strength. His hands are folded. All the fighting spirit that has been squeezed out of his body is transferred away. Dark lights are emitted from him and an surging meaning is quickly spread. Looking at Xiao Yan again, under his terrible power, the Q demon flower was pulled out unexpectedly. Sure enough, at its root, a palm-sized emerald green stone was being wound by countless roots, and a pure heaven and earth energy was sent into the trunk of the demon flower along the roots. He took off the jade essence of Qian-Q. Xiao Yan's heart was stirred slightly, but he was forced down by Xiao Yan. Such a treasure is absolutely false to say that he is not excited, but Xiao Yan is also a generation of Yang Emperor after all. At least, he still has the ability of self-control. Xiao Yan naturally won't get involved in what he promised others. This may be the reason why Xiao Yan has been able to help since he became a man. It's good. Look at the fineness of this Qian-Q jade essence. Compared with its survival time, it has not existed for 3,000 years, but it should still exist for 2,700 years. Xiao Yan couldn't help but move when he heard that as long as Luo Jin could find an opportunity to refine the Q jade essence of this day, wouldn't he say that he could forcibly improve the strength of the 5 stars? It's such a treasure. No wonder the defense of the outside world would be so powerful. Hey, don't think so much, 5-star strength, maybe. Without waiting for Xiao Yan's look to change, Guyo continued to say. The reason why the Q demon flower has been able to grow up to now is because of the Q jade essence. Most of the power of heaven and earth has already dissipated. Even if the boy has refined and broken the sky, he will reach the quasi 8-star-and-a-half Emperor. I'm afraid it will be difficult to advance unless. At this point, Guyo stopped talking and sent Xiao Yan a few words at will, so he stopped talking, and Xiao Yan also set his eyes on the Q demon flower that day. In the void, Luo Jin and Yunlang stood in the air. Luo Jin spit out a mouthful of blood. The broken sleeve robe wiped on his mouth and wiped the blood from the corners of his mouth. Staring at the opposite Yunlang with hate in his eyes, Luo Jin raised his right hand towards Yunlang and made a contemptuous gesture. Such disdain naturally angered Yunlang. Since he became emperor, no one in Lianyun Mountain has dared to treat him with such an attitude. Today's Xiao Yan and Luo Jin can be said to make him face repeatedly. How can he not be angry? With a long roar, Yunlang suddenly disappeared in place. When the belt appeared again, he appeared in front of Luo Jin, clenched his right fist, and blasted at Luo Jin's face. For this sudden blow, Luo Jin's face changed greatly. His heart was tight for a moment, and his heart stopped for a moment. However, Luo Jin is not an ordinary friar. Although he can't beat the clouds and waves, he has time to do some defense. The few fighting spirits in the body gushed out and quickly condensed in front of the body into a thick circular shield to resist the attack of cloud and wave. But Luo Jin obviously underestimated Yunlang's strength. Although Yunlang's strength has decreased by 50% after several fierce battles, the 8-star-and-a-half Emperor is so easy to deal with. Even if it is only 50% of his strength, Luo Jin can't resist it. Seeing the thin fighting spirit gushing from Luo Jin's body, Yunlang couldn't help laughing at the corners of his mouth. He was shocked. The fighting spirit under his fist quickly condensed into substance on his fist and wrapped the whole fist in it. Its power can be called shocking. It tears the void in a minute. The strong wind makes the air send out bursts of harsh sonic booms. The world where the fist wind passes trembles, the void is broken, and the whole world trembles for this fist. Bang! There was no strong fighting skill, only a simple punch, but when it touched the fighting shield, the almost real fighting shield burst like destruction, and Luo Jin's final defense was useless. When the defense is broken, the speed of Yunlang's powerful fist is not reduced at all. One fist is to rush to Luo Jin's face. If this fist goes on, Luo Jin will die. At the moment, Luo Jin's heart calmed down. Although he contacted Xiao Yang soon, he could see that the reason why Xiao Yang wanted to repair Xianchong ruler was mixed with many reasons. And it is precisely because of this that he has worked hard to support Xiao Yang. Up to now, he values friendship, as unique talent and divine fire. Such a person will have a place in Yuanwu mainland sooner or later. Oh, Brother Rock Owl, goodbye. With a sad smile, Luo Jin lightly closed his eyes and waited for the arrival of Yunlang's blow. Whoosh dash. Between heaven and earth, a thunderous sound suddenly sounded. Suddenly, the dark clouds changed color and the thunder clouds rolled, and a fierce storm swept the world in an instant. Yunlang's fist, which was only a minute away from Luo Jin's face, was also empty under the thunder, which made the space in front of him burst into pieces. Well, this breath is the human just now. With a punch, Yunlang's eyebrows could not help but wrinkle slightly. Under the exploration of his powerful soul power, the man was Xiao Yang who sneaked into his cave. Xiao Yang propped Luo Jin in one hand and put a pill into his mouth. He found another blue stone and let it lean aside. Luo Jin woke up with a simple look of Xiao Yang and suddenly turned happy. Although he was still very weak, he also knew that the war situation was urgent at the moment and had no time to say more. He just whispered in a hoarse voice. Brother Yang Xiao, it's not suitable to stay here for a long time. You'd better leave first. You can't fight the split cloud wolf alone. Xiao Yang couldn't help but be stunned when he heard the speech. He thought he didn't find something to save him first. However, although he thought so, he was more moved by Luo Jin's words. With a slight smile, Luo Jin let go of his heart and told him to wait for him in place. With a flash of body shape, Xiao Yang had already flashed to 100 feet in front of Yunlang. You human beings are really looking for death. How dare you steal my cloud wave treasure? I won't tear you up today. Die for me. Xiao Yan laughed back when he heard the speech. He put his arms around his chest and sneered with sarcasm. Your things, hey, the things of heaven and earth are naturally raised. How can they become your things? In addition, heaven and earth treasures are inhabited by capable people. Since you don't use them, I'm not to blame. Hearing Xiao Yang's words, Yunlang was even more angry. He couldn't help laughing. Good. Good. What a capable person to live in, what a sharp-mouthed human being. Today I want to see how much ability you have to deserve this day's Q demon flower. Before the voice fell, Yunlang's men turned. The fighting spirit in the body immediately gushed out of the body and gathered between the palms. Around Yunlang's body, the surging fighting spirit is also like a wave. Taking Yunlang as the center, the world is also covered by this wave. As soon as Yunlang lifted his right hand, the pure fighting spirit in the palm condensed rapidly. Just for a moment, a green bead condensed by fighting spirit appeared in the palm of Yunlang, and then Yunlang slapped it down with a palm. Waves everywhere. With a slap, the spreading tide of fighting was suddenly frozen, as if it had been forcibly prohibited by time, but then a bright light spread like lightning from the palm of Yunlang. Boom! Where the light passes, the heaven and earth disappear, the sun has no light, and the empty space collapses in an instant, but even so, it is only the after effect of the outbreak of this fighting skill. Xiao Yan was surprised when he saw this in his eyes. The power of this fighting skill was so powerful. Dare not belittle, Xiao Yang's fighting spirit was raised rapidly, and his right palm was suddenly grasped. All the fighting spirit was gathered between the palms. As soon as the eyes turned, the light in the depths of the eyes flashed, and the power of different fire in the body burst out. Within the body, Hui's body sitting in the cyclone of Xiao Yang suddenly burst out a burst of dazzling light, and then roared, which was integrated with Xiao Yang. Drink! With a violent drink, Xiao Yan slowly loosened his clenched palm, and a little lacquer black dot the size of his thumb appeared in Xiao Yan's palm. His body suddenly shook. In an instant, Xiao Yan had forcibly broken through the fighting skill of Yunlang and came to Yunlang. Seeing this, Yunlang gave a sneer, and printed the formula in his left hand quickly, followed by a wolf roar from his mouth, which is the roar of Dongshan. Roar dash. Dongshan roar, with the same power, naturally calmed Xiao Yang with one blow. In the absence of God, Xiao Yang is already equivalent to fish on the chopping board. Let Yunlang kill him. Hum. With a sneer, Yunlang's palm has turned into a huge wolf claw. He grabs Xiao Yang's head hard. If he grabs it with one claw, Xiao Yang will die. Boom! When Yunlang's wolf claw was about to hit Xiao Yang's head, Xiao Yang's right palm hit his chest first. Before the palm was finished, Xiao Yang hit Yunlang's chest again and blew it thousands of miles away. Looking at Xiao Yang again, at the moment, in the depths of his pupils is a pink and strange lotus. There is a milky white flame beating on the lotus, which looks quite strange. The lotus flower disappeared. Xiao Yang's empty look returned to Qingming again, gently shook his still dizzy head, and looked down at the scars left by the waves all over the world. Xiao Yang couldn't help shivering. He tried his best to defend with the power of different fire, but he still couldn't resist it. Under the roar of the cave mountain, Xiao Yang was lost by the town. However, Xiao Yang's loss of consciousness does not mean that Hui was also photographed by the town. With Hui controlling his body, the great heaven creation palm in his palm naturally bombarded Yunlang. Roar! The curfew broke through the 3-star semi-emperor with the help of Qianqiu demon flower, but even so, you can't escape death today. And the guy in you, come out! Without giving Xiao Yang the chance to respond, the cloud wave suddenly appeared in front of Xiao Yang from the horizon. As soon as he shook his body, it turned into a body, and the huge wolf claws grabbed at Xiao Yang's head. Xiao Yang's face suddenly changed, and his body flashed to avoid the attack. Without Xiao Yang's reaction, the attack of Split Cloud Wolf came again. Xiao Yang's steps are constantly changing, and Qianjue's steps are displayed repeatedly. A huge warcraft can be seen in the distance. Bursts of sonic booms reverberate between heaven and earth. Occasionally, the fierce power will explode a mountain. So repeatedly, the two also fought each other for 700 rounds. After Xiao Yang broke through, the thunder and lightning terror speed made Yunlang, the 8.5-star emperor, feel the headache. The two came and went, and they were even in a tie. But in the faint, there is something brewing in Xiao Yang's sleeve robe. It can bloom completely only when Xiao Yang reads it in his heart. The fire in the body is separated and transformed in the palm, and finally turns into a mysterious heavy ruler. The huge ruler of fire burns the sky with a burning breath. When the split cloud wolf attacked with one claw, Xiao Yang also met it with one foot. The moves between the two are open and close. Although Xiao Yang's strength is not as strong as that of the split cloud wolf, he has the forced suppression of different fire, which is also inseparable. This is a war of attrition, and persistence will be the main factor in the final battle. Xiao Yang's body suddenly flashed in the battle, and the stable war situation was smashed by Xiao Yang's natural action. The flame devours the wave ruler. With a violent drink, the giant ruler of flame in his hand cut his soul horizontally in front of him. A gorgeous huge wave of flame fiercely shot out from the end of the ruler and bombarded the split cloud wolf. Seeing that the complexion remained unchanged, the split cloud wolf split a pair of extremely sharp wolf claws across the air, and a forked fighting spirit hit out rapidly, bombarding the chamber with the flame swallow wave ruler. Boom! With a burst of explosion, a burst of fierce and hot flame and air waves suddenly spread, and both Xiao Yang and split cloud wolf were submerged. It can be imagined how powerful the explosion is. When the flame and air waves swept the world, the air waves in front of Xiao Yang did instantly separate the two sides, and a dark mysterious light column fiercely shot out and blasted at the huge body of the opposite split cloud wolf. The painted black light column seems ordinary, but where it passes, the space collapses quietly, that is, even the endless void is submerged and swallowed by it. This seemingly random blow will instantly subvert the whole war situation. This scene, even Luo Jin, who was resting on the blue stone, couldn't help but move his eyes. Then the pale look on his face suddenly changed into surprise. In general, naturally, there was the cracked cloud wolf standing in front of Xiao Yan. Luo Jin rolled his throat hard, his dry lips tilted slightly, and exclaimed in surprise. What kind of fighting skill can swallow the void? This video will end here.